I can't bear to look at this thing. It's just too thin. I'm not going to take out of the block.
Perhaps it's just because if the structures are that big and that tall and that massive, being slightly thinner feels like the sort of bitty detailing that Torsman so despises, and apparently after watching enough of your streams, so do I. And
oh boy, it's rubbing off. Oh no. Or rather, oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Another convert for the cult.
I actually find myself being very, I don't know, I wouldn't say influenced, but inspired by watching your streams, so I usually just, after watching some of that, I used to go open my maps.
You run a cold bath and you try to wash it off here.
Better, I opened my maps and tried to fix them with my newfound vision of what was wrong.
Boy. Well, that could be a problem, and that could be a very unhealthy habit. But thank you. Thank you for being so attentive and so inspired.
I just think that there's some criticisms that need to be pointed out for people to pay attention to stuff, and I didn't really realize how bad bitty detailing was before I heard someone said it. Oh boy, why did I jump down here?
Request.
For this.
Well, that's just, he was way too eager. So there are lots of mandatory jumps here that are required. Obviously they're very easily done using strafe running, but in my mind they're probably a little too tricksy for Doom 2. I think it would have been squashed down to size a little bit, had Sandy had to say in the matter. I mean, this is the Sandy Peterson map, apparently. It's a safe map, really. But yeah, they're a little difficult, and there are one too many of them. But I guess that's the sort of theme, if there is one for this map. Jumping. Massive 3D elements. You have to ask Caesar, apparently. I mean, this is the sort of map in which you really need Caesar's word on his thought process behind it.
Or I can just enjoy it without knowing what was intended and what was not. Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're just interested in that sort of thing.
Sure, yeah, that was for chumps, but apparently I find myself being one of those chumps, damn it.
Arachno-raped.
Okay, this is really strange. Just everything about this map is really strange in a good way. And I think this
delicious.
Yes, and why did I say it like that? And I would say that this is a good argument for technicalities not being a key to making a map that feels like Doom 2, because this, to me personally, probably is like the most Doom 2 hell map so far, and as you said, it's apparently not very Doom 2 technically, and I say to hell with technicalities. If you can make something that feels right, might as well. I mean, not everyone is an expert. Who is shooting at me there? Well, good luck, whoever it is. Oh, was it you?
Well, that may be true, but there's always a but when I always start speaking. Surely, if Caesar was also aware of the technicalities, then it wouldn't detract from this map.
I don't know.
It would only serve to improve it. Or do you think that it would? In which case, we have a problem. And 2 arms.
I'm not sure, because sometimes it feels like the maps. Well, that's probably the matter of just not. I haven't played them enough to remember them all, and they don't feel as iconic. But some of the maps, kind of like maybe the one Dam Strait and the Gorge and some of the other maps which are similar, they feel a bit more generic than usual, because, and I don't know, I feel like that was perhaps, maybe, possibly because of the technicalities that were meticulously followed, and that kind of made everything slightly more similar than it needed to be, because there was not enough daring stuff, I feel. Just completely, what was the word that I wanted to use a couple days before? I definitely should have remembered what I wanted to say. Well, I guess daring is a nice little word for that. Just outrageously stupid, or...
Weren't courageous enough, do you think?
Kind of, yeah.
Really go the distance and include the real heart of experimental Doom.
It kind of feels like Doom 2 had a lot more, yeah, well, courageous, or whatever it is, the best word is for that. Yeah, experimental also is a good word. Also, where the fuck am I going? Maybe one of these teleporters.
Yeah, you should. You might want to reserve judgment before this map is over. Especially if you're going to be like Rock King and get lost. between two rocks of horrible progression. That analogy kind of failed. There appears to be a switch there in front of you. I really ought to tell you.
I exclaimed loudly when I noticed it, so I guess I kind of missed it. But yeah, wasn't lost there for at least an hour.
But in my personal opinion, I don't think this map feels more Doom 2 than many others in the set. I think it feels Doom 2 in a way that other maps in the set fail to acquire, so it provides the necessary diversity. I'll say that much, I think.
I wouldn't say it feels necessarily more Doom 2, but it definitely feels more like it understands what Doom 2 Hell was like.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, you're just talking about it as a means to say that you can still achieve sort of Doom the way it did without necessarily focusing on the technicalities too much.
Yeah, kind of.
I almost dug myself into a hole in that one. Or I would have if I was prepared to concede the point.
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that following the technicalities is in any sort of, in any way bad. Oh, damn it. Oh, no, not damn it. I didn't completely fail. Nice.
Undamn it. Redamn it. Damn it employed.
Okay, where is the last thing that I have to
deployed.
jump onto? Ooh.
Ooh.
But I wouldn't say that following them all like that is necessarily the guarantee to make something that feels like Doom 2, because apparently you can just overdo it in some ways and make stuff that just doesn't feel like anything but a generic that map or that style map or that style map. Doesn't feel distinct enough to be a Doom 2 map, because Doom 2 maps were very, very distinct, most of them, to me at least, and had a lot of parts which were just kind of hold your head in not understanding what the hell.
When we move into this territory, it's the nostalgia comes into play, rather. I mean, it is possible that if this were actually in place of Doom 2, then you wouldn't say that they were that generic, and if they were swapped around. But again, then there's just no way of knowing that. All we can do is recognize the point and then sort of move on. Hello, Chain Gunners. How you doing?
Yeah, I definitely did say that. Perhaps if I treated this, if this was Doom 2 basically, it would have been the same kind of effect. It would have felt more distinct, because I would probably approach this a lot different. Well, definitely approach this a lot differently. I would have played it for much longer. I would have seen other people play it, and I would treat it as the default Doom 2, which
D-running would still be annoying as hell. That wouldn't have changed.
Perhaps.
I like D-running, just quietly.
I don't know, I never played enough WODs to get completely just frustrated by hearing that. I know people complain that it's the default map 01 theme, but apparently it's just, I don't know, I haven't played many singular maps like that which all use that. What is that Lost Soul even doing? Slightly moving?
So I'm not going to get at... hello, Mike, of his fireballs. Hello, Chain Gunner. Wow, everyone's just coming out to greet you today. No, I'm not going to pick the low-hanging fruit and an attack touchdown as I already have, responding in the thread to his sort of early remarks on how it was unlike Doom 2 in certain respects, such as the pain elemental count. But on the pain elemental count, this map is responsible for pretty much all the pain elementals, well, not all of them, but it really does lay it on. I think there's 13 in this map, which isn't that much when you're thinking about it, I guess, but compared with the other maps, sort of brings the count roughly up, just slightly over par with Doom 2.
Well, that's just impossible. I think a lot of maps so far had a lot of pain elementals, and it just feels like more because we aren't used to them being used so much outside of the main game.
Yeah.
There were definitely a lot of pain elementals in Doom 2, because back then it didn't really think of... I mean, they wouldn't have made it a monster if they think it was just too annoying. They probably thought it was a perfect monster for difficulty and...
It's a cool new
challenge.
monster, and the players want to see it, and same with the Revenant, and to a lesser extent the Hell Knight. They actually put them on, they're roughly the same count. Pain Elementals and Arachnotrons and Macubi are roughly the same. Revenant's more, but not by that much, incidentally. Hell Knight's the same.
Well, yeah, you'd think that it was completely logical, but it's just so unexpected to hear pain elementals being treated like the other monsters, because they are just not used as much today, because everyone hates them. Okay, there's a shit ton of places to go.
This is where Rock King gets lost.
Probably also where I'm...
It should be a cue for you to train the mind strain the mind, in fact. Though not with a colander, because that would be dangerous.
I just have a horrible feeling that I missed a shit ton of stuff in that one room, because there's way more places to go than I even explored there. Okay, where is it? Oh boy.
Another thing that makes this map sort of unlike Doom 2, again, not to sort of pick at Caesar or anything. Caesar's tendency to try to make things look very neat and nice on the auto map has carried over into this one as well. Confessedly, I'm also a big thing for that. When it came to the Blood Wash, I tried to make it look passable on the auto map, which isn't. I just shouldn't do that, really. If it's ugly, leave it ugly. Don't try to dress it up, because Sandy wouldn't have given a shit either. But yeah, I mean, they're nice, clear-cut corners. All the angles are kind of... None of it looks particularly sloppy, especially when the picture is completed. I can't complain too much, though. I mean, it's not as though we're giving Caesar a free pass when it comes to including a map in the set, but we do love his maps. I particularly can't wait to play his map 14, the TNT 2, part of the larger set. It's an absolutely fantastic map. He's my favourite mapper.
Speaking of automap and cleanliness, I noticed a lot of places in the city levels where apparently some line depths were hidden or something, because there was just some random lines on the minimap not going anywhere even after I've been there and looked at everything.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's a mistake.
There was... I don't know if it was a mistake each time. I can probably... Which number level was the thing? Cul-de-sac?
16,
I think. Yep. Let's see if I can quickly identify the place. It was this little this thing that opened down here, for example. This place. These lines just do not show on the map.
Oh, I see. Oh, it will. I think that is a secret area. Does it have the blue armor in the middle of it?
Yeah, it's probably a secret area.
I think it's a secret. If it's a secret area, then that's plausible. I mean, I thought for a moment it was just random line defs that were.
Ah no, it's in the corners, kind of like. Okay, so I think there was something around here somewhere. Behind some building there was... Perhaps here? No. I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking for it, but I definitely remember, maybe it was the wharf or not causeway, but behind some buildings there was like just... There was a barrier, but the line depths didn't go anywhere, like there was a tier in them or something. But it's not really important anyway. Let's load.
It's possible. I mean, the way that Doom Builder 2 sort of duplicates the properties of neighboring line defs if it's built in a certain way. Wow, those chinkiness.
Yeah,
that
that
just looks like a no-go zone.
And the worst part is I feel like I have to go here because...
I don't think there's anything you can do.
No.
No, that's not going to be much better. Oh, how? Oh, yeah.
How about it? Plasma gun, surprisingly, once again.
The Poles May rifle.
A pole? Oh wait, yes. Now I understand. I think you humorously mispronounced the word applause as applause, but yes, a Polesma rifle. I get it. Funny.
Read the classics of Antroid. That appears to be an Incubus.
Not anymore. Okay.
This is a sad map, but since I'm running out of trivia points at this point until the next map comes along, Romero doesn't like Mancubi, only ever used 2.
Well, then he's an idiot.
Well, he's a fool. Use him in cages in map 29, and that's it. His love was for specters. Oh, he doesn't use demons either. There's only one demon in all Romero maps, and I think it's just because he misclicked. Like it was supposed to be a specter.
That demon probably feels really bad about it.
Yeah, he has no friends. His name is Clive. I mean, with a name like that, that's just...
Unless you're Clive Barker.
You're not going to have any friends. I say that, and Clive Owen exists. So,
Did he write a lot of great horror stories that demon did? Oh well. And directed 2 great games, which half of those 2 games is terribly underrated, I just have to say. Meaning, which one? Jericho. It's a great game. Everyone seems to hate it. Now, back to Doom. I'm convinced that there's something here that I haven't done. Maybe down there on the floors, because there's all these teleporters, which I don't remember where they lead. There's definitely switches to press, monsters to kill, and this is a really strange place. Okay, sure, whatever. What is being done?
I do believe that there's a yellow key in the middle of this room, the whole area. Flipping those switches.
No.
Yes. No.
Anything else? Now I just want to see what they actually do.
Well, to be honest, I don't remember how to. Actually, yes, no, I do remember how to acquire it. Yeah. I think you can get it both ways, either raising it up to the very top or to the very bottom. Is which direction you choose to come in from.
Why would I need to raise it to the top to get it? I mean, surely.
Well, you can come across from the top or from the bottom. I mean, both are accessible without keys.
If I came across it from the top, wouldn't I just be able to jump down? Why would I need to raise it? Oh, to get to the door, perhaps. Dang, now I need to figure out a way to get up there so I can get across to the door. Because the key is useless unless I can find my way up there. Okay, so it's from that direction, and this doesn't help. This is barred. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it up high, because my ultimate goal is to get high, so to speak.
Did you just make that decision because you wanted to say that pun? Because I won't think less of you as a person if you did. If you did.
I don't know what.
Oh well, you could have got it right there.
Yes, but I still need to get up there. I still need to get up there, so there's really no reason.
Your ambition should have been to get low.
No. There is no reason whatsoever for any rational person to lower that platform, because you still, after picking up the key, you need to go back, raise it again to get to the yellow door. So
the progression is a little bit peculiar. I think for Sandy it's a little too precise.
Too
clean. But that looks like you got it. I mean, it's simple enough, but again, it's just one of those little things that I think this is the Sandy part. But again, I can't complain.
Way to remove all sense of accomplishment. Yes, you got it. I mean, it's completely easy and trivial, but congratulations. Sure, I feel so great about it.
How insensitive I am.
Oh well. That looks interesting. This thing. This should be really something really important for this switch to be used.
Yes, centerpiece of the map. There are 3 of those. I really shouldn't be telling you this. But they're mandatory. They sort of have a great, big, dramatic effect. Not quite as big as, killing the Icon of Sin, or saving the whole human race at the end of map 11.
I'd say progressing through a level is almost as important.
But I think there was some discussion around its use. It didn't take very long. It wound up being a yes pretty much immediately.
By the way, was I supposed to jump onto this thing while it was raising?
No, but doing so doesn't have any effect on the progression.
Well, good, but I wonder what was the point of it at all, because I don't see anywhere else. Oh, perhaps that part. No, unless I safe run, of course. Oh, no, doesn't feel like I can jump there. So what was the point of raising this?
You can do so anyway. I mean, just by teleporting up to the top of that tower.
But why did this need to raise then, if I cannot get anywhere from it?
There's a sequence to complete the map, which involves stepping stones, or stepping pillars that are fat, stepping blocks. Okay, we'll call it that.
I liked stepping pillars that are fat. I like.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go back to my first selection. My grey matter is beginning to shrivel. I think I need to reinforce it with some tea.
Sure.
Lubricate the brain cells.
Okay, now I am slightly lost again, because the yellow door didn't provide the ultimate answer to every mystery of the map like I expected it to, so now I... Alright. I should have listened to the things you didn't want to say. Yes. Alright, now I know. Maybe. Actually, was there actually...
A catwalk.
Fun. Oh boy,
Oh no, blood is a structural texture again, the madness returns.
I was going to ask a question before I was rudely interrupted by the lowering floor. I don't remember, what was it, even the garrison or whatever map 10 was, did it end with a skull switch, big huge skull on shades switch, or did it just end very boringly?
Oh, you mean at the end of episode 1?
Yeah.
Map 11 did, yeah, the same as...
Oh yeah, 11, not 10, right.
Yeah. So again, something I touched on, I think, when I was discussing the intro to episode 2 in the factory, when you were playing that map. It was a case of us not changing the storyline, and so we wanted to... so we essentially just copied it and the way they ended off the episode, same as we did with the first Doom the way it did. So, you know, in Phobos Anomaly you get teleported into a horde of shredding claws, and you do also at the end of Elmo's map, the end of E108 and Doom the way it did. So we just thought it appropriate, end of the episode. There is a line in the story that says you flip the switch or something to that effect that holds Earth's population hostage, and we thought, okay, we've got to use a switch, duh! So what switch are we going to use? Well, the big, fat, super important one.
Actually, I read something recently on Doom World. I think it was in the false memories thread. Someone said that he remembered, or she, might have been a she, right, that the dark room in the end of E1M8 was full of Keiko demons and not just standard demons and whatever else was there.
That's
and
crazy.
that's an interesting... It would have been cool if that room was filled with enemies unseen previously by that point in the game.
It would have been, but I think maybe the shareware was out before they completed the resources.
Oh right, the first episode didn't... Yeah, right, the shareware didn't have souls or Keiko demons in the levels. I feel like I heard somewhere or read somewhere, which is more more plausible that I read it than heard, that maybe lost souls were already in the resources but just weren't used or something like crazy like that.
Maybe something to that effect. I was very surprised to find not too long ago that there was quite a lot of Doom 2 resources that were in Doom 1 just hadn't been used anywhere, such as Mancubus fireballs and the like, which of course is an edit of the Lost Soul attacking sprite. Crazy.
Actually, if that was way back in Doom 1, it seems kind of easier to believe that the Lost Soul was an edit of that, because adding a skull is easier than removing a skull and making that flame behind the skull into a fireball. But I don't know, who am I to say that sort of thing? There's just speculation, because...
Have you seen the Alpha Lost Soul? The original bald bastard with no
might
fire
have
whatsoever.
seen it. Was the sprite used for some custom enemy somewhere?
It has, yeah.
So maybe I saw it from there, because I didn't see the actual alpha images or footage or anything, but I've seen the rifle thing, whatever, I think it was in there, and the Lost Souls, which apparently attacked by just telepathy or something.
Yes, that's right. It had a hit scan, so it would have been...
Not even hit scan, it was just... You are there, you are damaged now, not even any bullets. I know it because there's that ZDoom function that replicates that, which I'm using, and it's impossible. I mean, if it was hit scan, it could have hit other people in front of me, if like bullets tend to do, but that thing is completely impossible to hit anyone but the target, because it's just inflict damage on the target.
Well, I'm glad they changed it, because an enemy that attacks you itself as a projectile is much more interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely... If anything, it's much more interesting, although now I feel like... Well, maybe the Archvile kind of feels that role of someone who just can get you wherever you are, unless you are just hidden from it. It would have been kind of out of place on a Lost Soul, I feel, if it was just telepathic like that. But still an interesting concept for an enemy. Okay, I think based on just how the automap looks, this platform isn't raised yet. And I'm just...
You are a correct Antroid. You need to find the corresponding switch. So that's one you've already hit, and the other one is through, yeah, that.
Now I need to find where I haven't been again. Last time that central pillar held, but I have a feeling that... Although, actually no, I don't have that feeling. Let's see if I can remember. Oh boy, what was this?
Oh boy! Wowee!
How did I stumble into somewhere I haven't been yet? Just completely by accident like that. From a place that I thought I explored thoroughly. Well, that just goes to show that I'm just not attentive enough anymore. Oh well. I love when things work out by themselves like that.
Thanks, Caesar.
Yep.
So could you, would you be able to hold it together to map 30?
I think yes. I think perhaps.
I do believe so, yeah. So that's very good.
28,
Very
unless
good.
of course we run out of time completely, which is I think in half an hour. But if you can hold out, I think I might be able to. Initially, I wanted to. I thought that I was going to do a lot of recap discussion for episode 2, and it would need its own video, and I expected to do that for episode 3 also. And my initial plan was to stop before the Icon of Sin and use the Icon of Sin as the map, during which I would talk about episode 3, but I don't think it's going to be really necessary, because just like the city, I think there's even less things I'm going to be able to say, new things, after replaying the Hell episode, because I feel like I have made observations keen enough, and I'm not going to discover anything completely new about it. So I think we might be able to, if we manage the time, might be able to finish.
Very good. Well, I'm good on my end. Oh boy, what accomplishments have been made. How fantastic.
None at all.
I do believe there are 2 teleportation towers.
Yeah,
and you visited one quite thoroughly.
I forgot
That's
which
the one
one.
up in the north.
Oh,
Northeast.
wait a second. Now I'm not so sure I understood what you were talking about, because I thought you meant these and these, but these are obviously not towers.
Oh no, the giant
Yeah,
towers that are far too thin.
those things. Ugh. Okay, let's try to go back. I don't even remember how I got in the middle of the... Oh well, that's probably just the running on the bottom of that. Where is the part that opens up in there? Here. So, so you're saying...
Oh, there's a tower. In fact, I do believe this is the tower that you desire yourself to be on.
Wait, there's more than one of these? What? Oh boy, I
yes.
didn't even... Holy fuck.
Oh boy, you know what? I think I actually... It's funny because they're so large and dominating the map that to discover that you didn't know there were 2 should be very surprising. But I think I actually fell into the same trap.
Something keeps opening and happening, and I
mean, they are identical structures.
Yeah, I didn't really... Well... Even now it's hard to believe that there are 2 and I thought there was 1. But who am I to disbelieve direct evidence like this? Okay, apparently someone's flying there and preventing me from walking under them. You, sir, can just go or die. Okay, sure.
He's not interested in teleporting today.
This feels like some place. Interesting, but how would I? Would I probably jump from up there if I knew how to get up there? I feel like I'm being completely sidetracked, but it's fine.
Well, this is the map that I expected you to get lost in the most, frankly.
Fucking
after
hell,
map
who was
19.
there?
But you didn't do that bad a job, actually. In fact, after you put to the red key, that was the only real trouble you had with that map. So this one, you're not doing too badly here either. I think you're on par with Rock King at the moment. That could all fall to shit in a second.
Yeah, that the 19 map, there was just that little brain fart where I didn't expect to fall down to progress or something, if I remember correctly. Although no, after replaying that, there was just a corridor around some corner that led me directly to the red door, so I didn't even have to fall down at all at any point, which I just completely didn't fuck you, explore.
Didn't expect.
Yeah. Okay. This... right, it's... Although... I probably saw this room from other places because it was... It looked like I was here on the auto map. It wasn't grayed out or anything. I didn't really think that past this door was something new. Oh well. Hey.
Well.
Now before anything else,
I
kind of want to get on that one ledge to do that one switch that I noticed while down there in the liquid. Okay, what's up? I don't know. Let's see if I can jump on that ledge somewhere. That gray thing looks like it's going to raise from the liquid. Yeah. But how did I get back
5
on?
secrets in this map. Huh.
And I haven't found a single one.
How embarrassing.
Although
I
I
have
have
to remedy this immediately.
the auto map somehow, which apparently wasn't even a secret. I'm just trying to see if I recognize... Oh, that's the very beginning apparently. Yeah, that ledge is the very beginning. Is there even a way to get back up there from here? What keeps opening when I jump that
I have
direction?
no idea.
Interesting. This is mysterious. No, not this direction. In the direction of that mysterious island.
Probably SL50 to that quite comfortably.
Can't see anything opening or closing, but I can hear it. Yeah, and that.